Hello YouTube, this is Tammy Pie and I'm back with another video. I am, obviously the placard is telling you I'm doing this is a dumpster fire decks VR to Aaron Linto. Mostly because I'm conscious, I'm aware, I know that this dumpster fire is happening and exists. I just finished watching Highly Sensitive Tarot talk, and I mean, she felt compelled to come on even though she's not feeling well. And I feel compelled to come on even though I'm actually kind of cheerful right now. The full moon has passed and I'm over my sickness, the hacking cough and runny nose is almost gone. Of course, my daughter's still sick. Anyway, I'm 61. I'll be 62 in June. And I have seen some shit. I've seen some shit. I actually lived right outside Denver when Columbine happened. I remember the trucks speeding toward it, and the funeral processions later on when they were burying the children that were murdered. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk like a normal human being. If I get zapped by YouTube, so be it. I lived through Hurricanes Katrina and Rita. People very often forget that there were two hurricanes in a row that literally wiped towns off the earth. They changed the face of a giant city that was full of beautiful culture, and some of those people were never able to return. I have seen the effects of Ronald Reagan. My stepdad was a Holocaust survivor. He actually was lucky in that he left before they started putting people on trains to death camps. So, and of course, Vietnam. Yeah. There's been some really horrible waves in human history, and we're just living it again. For some reason, humanity just can't learn. So I'm gonna hang out here in the South Pacific and watch the waves, and watch the waves of homeless people because that's how it's affecting us here, is that people have to live. We were joking around with the waitress. Coco is here from Tarot Geek. We were joking around with the waitress. You have to live 9 people to a 1-bedroom apartment here because the rents are catastrophically high. And the thing is, in this place, tourism is the main economy. And what do you have to have for tourism? You have to have people who provide service, people who clean the hotel rooms that you enjoy staying in because you don't have to clean up, people who cook the food that you enjoy eating and what's happening is it's becoming too expensive to come here, and so tourism business will be hurt. But where's the balance? Where is the balance? We don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the VR because tarot is my escape. It's my fun. I enjoy it. And later on, we're going to the beach. So I'll try and take some B-roll of where we're going because it is a particularly beautiful beach. Yeah, here we go. Classic. The minute I turn the video on. The trucks start coming. Okay, well, that's fine. Whatever. So, the hashtag at prompt number 1. This is surreal. What is going on? A deck that feels like WTF, what the fuck is happening here? And there was really only one deck that could be this for this prompt. So, and that is the Next World Tarot by Christy C. Rode. And this is the first edition. I'm so glad I got the big one of this. You know, the pocket edition is very tempting, but I'm not that much of a completionist. But you know, it's interesting. As much as this deck was a piece for its time, it's also a piece for the 80s. It's a piece for a deck for the 80s, a deck for the 60s, a deck for the 40s, honestly. And it's a deck for this generation as well. As much as you can see that things are falling apart, that, you know, we've rendered so much of the gifts of the planet you know, I don't know why people do what they do, but there's also in this deck just really the spirit of hope. Personally, this is one of those decks that when I'm feeling tragic and traumatized, this is really the one that I pull out, because, you know, no matter how much stupid shit happens, honestly, the world will come back. The world does not need us. I think someone else said this. We need the world. In fact, I believe it was Aaron that said it. You know, the planet will come back. It will change and recover. Oh, and I watched Lon Milo Duquette's channel this morning, and he was talking about change or die. You know, a lot of what's happening is a symptom of evolution, and the human population has to evolve. Of course, everybody's going to die. That's a part of the process, right? But, you know, whatever's left of us, that's who's going to reap the rewards or otherwise. Okay. I have to show you the bag that this deck is in because it's so funny. This is prompt 2. Are you there, God? It's me, Alice, and I'm down a rabbit hole. And this is the what the hell is this deck called? The cat. Hang on. Tarot of the Cat, people. And I've got it in this Moonlit Fae bag. Look how perfect this is. It was just too much. Okay, so Tarot of the Cat, people. And this is an alternate reality. I mean, the book says it's a different universe. But humanity lives in a timeline, yes, but our actions and reactions and the stuff we do, it comes in waves. I particularly love this artwork because it could be it could be a civilization that lived 2,000 years ago, or it could be a civilization that happens 2,000 years from now. or it might just be something that's happening in like what do they call them? A different dimension. Is this a tiny knight? I don't think so. I think it's a giant cat. King of Cups with the tiger. Gotta love it. Yes. Yes. Okay, prompt 3. Will the aliens please come and end this? A deck that feels like outer space. There was no other deck that this could be for me. I do have the Desert Illuminations, but Desert Illuminations just feels like New Mexico and Southern Colorado to me. This is, they've come. Remember, there's at least one episode, I think at the very end of the 3rd season of Star Trek, where the people from the Enterprise are actually at in Earth during like the space program, and there's this one guy who's like a time traveling almost secret agent alien, and he's trying to stop some stuff because he thinks that humanity is going to be problematic. I mean, there's all kinds of warnings in this series that was done in the 60s. They're telling us all this stuff can happen. This is about a cult leader who, oh man, it's crazy. This is so good. The tribbles, too much of a good thing, not a good thing also, right? All right, I knew I was going to use this deck somewhere in this tag. Maybe because it's just totally on my mind. I got to take this over to the apartment so that I can start making notes for it. I'm definitely going to do like another video on the Supernatural Tarot, but this is the Insight Edition Supernatural Tarot. I keep showing the same cards. Hang on. But Rowena, who doesn't want to see her a couple times a week? Okay. All right, Castiel. So, are we in a dark fairy tale? A deck that feels like villains abound. And part of that is because the news people like to tell us the most horrible stuff. And also because the current administration is using fear-mongering, and it's working out well. It's really working in their favor. So, yeah. This is the Pentacle suit that I'll probably could talk about. Anyway, but for every evil situation, there's like somebody who's not as bad as you thought he was. For every group of insane people, there's somebody who like rallies the forces and says, look, it's going to be okay. Some of the worst people are actually that bad, but sometimes, I don't know, somebody you think is really bad is actually kind of good. This is one of the guys, right? But not always. Yeah, there she is with the demon killing knife. Bella, right? Pretty sure that's Bella. So there's the job. I'll go through it in the video I make. A deck that feels like a fever dream. Prompt 5. This shit is a fucking nightmare. Now, in all honesty, to make this not for children, right? It probably shouldn't be for children anyway. But to me, it is kind of a great fever dream. But it can be, the imagery is a little freaky. It's a little acid trip, And there is that moment when you're taking hallucinogenics, I have several times, where you're like, oh man, how long is this gonna last? Is my heart gonna hold out for this? Because, and it does feel like that sometimes. It feels like the world is literally melting. Are we gonna make it? Is the next generation gonna be okay? But then you hear about something like some kid figuring out how to clean up plastic out of the ocean. People can be really amazing. Okay. Our country, the American Horror Story. A deck that feels like a horror story. Okay, I have several decks that this could have been, but I'm really sticking to one deck per. And yeah, I mean, in part because I'm doing Marseille, this one came directly to mind. But it feels like it. It feels like this. There you go. Yeah, it really does. And I I love it for that. It has a sense of humor. It is really Marseille, but it's also a little freaky. If I still had the polka, I would have used that in this. But that's another one of those great decks that I let go in a time of, oh, I'm just gonna let a few decks go because this collection is getting too collection-y. I need to stop and think a minute before I do that. Is this upside down? It is. Petets. Who knows? Who knows what's really upside down? Look at that. Love it. Love it. I'm going to end with that one. All right. Now, like some of these decks could have been in different places, but this one is just so cool. Prompt 7, rage is the appropriate response. A deck that, no. Apocalypse Now, a deck that feels like the old world is gone. And this is the Tiger Tarot. That kind of looks like Joan of Arc, right? Can you imagine how she felt? She was having dreams that told her to do something that was undoable, and she did it anyway, and ended up being, but yeah, this is a weird one. This one could be, I think that's the only landscape card in here, which is good for me because I don't like when they go back and forth. This is a weird deck. Weirdly wonderful. I should bring this to lunch. Every time I play with this deck, well, I say this every once in a while, but I want to just be with it and it alone for a while. This has the coolest beginnings, source material for her collage. It's unusual stuff that you don't see everywhere. That in the collage, the many collage decks that we have out now. It didn't used to be like that, but now we have so many of them. You're often faced with, this is a card that was in another deck, but it was in a different place. And that can pull me out of my headspace sometimes. But yeah, this feels like a whole nother world, doesn't it? very cool. Tiger Tarot. When I'm like stopping and starting like this, I should never do that. But otherwise, you would be treated to me like digging around and opening things and more truck sounds. Okay. Rage is the appropriate response. A deck that feels like anger. This one does feel like anger. Even though I really like this artwork, it does feel like she's tapping into that kind of rock and roll rage. The youth that's angry that we're leaving them in a bad place. And I mean, I never expected to go to the store and pay $6.50 a dozen for eggs. I never expected bread to cost what it costs here. It's staggering. My mother does not buy milk, hasn't bought milk for a really long time, not because she doesn't drink milk, but because it costs so much. So yeah, this deck definitely feels like rage. Oh, dog it. There you go. Ace of Swords. Zzz. But some of these decks could have been in different spots, right? Mars Power definitely has that alien feel, that delicious, yummy spookophonics. Okay. And here we go. Fuck the patriarchy. Yes. They just keep hounding us down, don't they? They keep trying to make us too tired to fight anymore. And women keep rising. And this is a deck that feels like manifesting the matriarchy. And this is Tarot of the Crone by Ellen Lorenzi Prince. There she is, man. Woo! Burn it down. Oh, love that Four of Wands. Are these all cards that I've shown before? Probably so. Oh, love that Fool. The little star in the very middle there. Bunch of Swords. Justice with the spider. This Emperor. I'm going to leave it there because that kind of says it all, doesn't it? All right. The trucks are going to go. There's nothing I can do about it. Sorry. This is, I'm going to give you the Forhaxa Tarot. And this is the indie version. Better cardstock, folks. You're going to hear that from me 8,000 times. You know, here's the thing. The wave will come back around. The world will rally. Magic will return. We just have to get through it, you know? I particularly love this artwork because of the little bits of man-made stuff that's in the back behind the magical creatures. It's like they take whatever's left and work with it. Love that card. It's so good, you know? And that's the trick, isn't it? We just have to remember. We have to stop forgetting. Stop being so tired that we forget. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But I honestly, I do believe that it's going to be okay. I really do. I believe that people stand up to the evildoers in the world, and sometimes we lose a few soldiers along the way. But there's a lot of good out there. And with that, we have the trucks. Oh, man. I'm about to go off and have like a really good day. And if nothing else, try to, if you can't have a good day, have a good couple hours, have a good meal, have a good rest. I am an advocate of taking vitamins. Even if you're in a cold place, get outside and let some of those rays hit you, because humans need a little sunshine every once in a while. And you got to touch the earth. Okay? So, with that, I do believe there's hope. And thank you for coming.